This is the BrakeRite electric over hydraulic installation video. This is being installed on a 38-foot Featherlight trailer being towed by a F350 Ford dually truck. We'll be showing you different mounting locations possible on this trailer. On this particular trailer, we will be mounting the BrakeRite in the inside compartment. In order to meet the highway safety standards, a breakaway switch must be properly installed in case of decoupling between the trailer and the towing vehicle. Location is critical. For proper use of the breakaway switch on this trailer, the breakaway switch is mounted on the column so that the cable will run down unobstructed and anchored to the bed of the truck. Then, in case of an uncoupling, when the trailer slides back, the pin will slide out, activating the breakaway switch. Use of safety chains is also a highway safety standard. If an inside compartment is not available, selecting a location up and away from road contamination is preferred. On this particular trailer, the best location would be the upper right-hand corner below the gooseneck and above the spare tire. Another option would be the upper left-hand corner. Try avoiding lower corners to reduce road contamination. When selecting a location, look for a good access for routing your brake lines to the axle. This will also provide good clearance and convenience for the wiring of the battery. The location on this trailer was selected because of the following: inside, away from the elements, compartment can still be used for tact, a shorter run for the brake lines to the axles, plenty of clearance and convenience for the wiring loom to go to the front of the trailer. In this case, the BrakeRite was mounted flush against the wall of the trailer using the back mounting holes as opposed to the bottom mounting holes. Pre-made brackets are available for either mounting holes. The brake line comes directly out of the front. Make sure you put a good clean bend as not to kink the line. The line then runs down to the bottom of the trailer to the axles. The wiring runs down to the loom. Once the lines are installed, the unit will be filled with brake fluid. Once the wires are attached, they will be wrapped together. Then we will need to bleed the brakes. The 5 wires coming from the unit all have different functions. Do not deviate from any of the directions. Remember, this is an electric over hydraulic brake system. The electric portion of this unit is controlled by a microprocessor. Failure to follow the proper instructions can cause permanent damage to this unit. The white wire is the ground. This wire should be both grounded to the trailer frame and connected to the towing vehicle battery, as well as the breakaway battery. The black, or the positive, is the 12-volt. This also must come directly back from the tow vehicle battery. This must be 12-gauge wire. If lighter wire is used, voltage drops will occur, causing delayed or no results from this unit. The blue wire is the control wire. It is to be wired to the cab control unit through the wiring harness. You can use a lighter 16-gauge wire. This only carries 2 amps. The violet wire comes from the charging board built into the BrakeRite. This goes to the positive side of the breakaway battery, providing charging current to the breakaway battery. This also supplies power from the breakaway battery pack to the unit in case of decoupling. The brown wire is the breakaway wire and must be connected to the breakaway battery through the breakaway switch. When the plunger key is pulled from the breakaway switch, the switch closes and sends power from the breakaway battery to the BrakeRite via the brown wire. Connection of the leads to the individual wires in the loom should be made with an approved crimp-type connector with insulation. As each lead is connected, make certain there are no strands of wire protruding from the splice. Tape the connections individually, and after the 5 leads have been spliced, tape and bundle them together. The breakaway switch and battery. The power comes out of the BrakeRite unit on the violet, which is attached to the breakaway battery's positive side. The white wire goes to the negative side of the battery, which can also be frame grounded. In order to meet federal highway safety standards of 15 minutes of power, an 8 amp-hour battery must be used. For cost purposes, we recommend 2 4 amp-hour batteries used in parallel. In order to do this, the positive from one battery to the positive of the other battery, the negative to the negative. This will give ample power to the BrakeRite in order to satisfy the highway safety standards of 15 minutes of operation. The breakaway system is a normally closed switch, is held open by a plastic key. In case of decoupling, the key pulls away, allowing the contacts inside to close and take power through the switch to the brown wire. The other side of the switch goes to the positive side of the battery. The only connection you need to make is from the positive of the breakaway battery to one side of the breakaway switch. The other side goes to the brown wire. This completes the wiring of all 5 wires. Please remember the functions of these wires and do not deviate from this. The white is the ground wire, wired directly to the tow vehicle battery. This must be 12-gauge wire. The black is the positive wire. It must come directly from the tow vehicle battery and also be 12-gauge wires. The blue is wired to the in-cab control unit. This can be 12-gauge wire. The violet, wired to the positive side of the breakaway battery system. The brown is wired to one side of the breakaway switch, while the other side of the switch goes to the positive side of the breakaway battery. These instructions must be followed to obtain proper function of the BrakeRite. Deviation from these instructions can cause permanent damage to the BrakeRite or impede its performance. The brake system works on a cascade effect, therefore you must bleed the brake furthest from the actuator first. After cracking the bleeder screw, activate the BrakeRite by pulling the breakaway cable. Allow the unit to run until there are no air bubbles present in the fluid stream. Close the bleeder screw and stop the BrakeRite. Proceed to the next furthest brake and repeat the preceding bleeding procedure. Repeat for each brake until all brakes have been bled. During the bleeding procedure, monitor the fluid level in the reservoir so that you do not reintroduce air into the brake lines. After the brakes have been bled and the reservoir refilled, test all functions of the installation. Apply braking by depressing the tow vehicle brake pedal. This should start the BrakeRite, though you will not have true pressure modulation. Next, activate the BrakeRite by applying the manual override on the cab control. As the override is moved, pressure modulation should be apparent by the change in the tone of the BrakeRite. When these basic tests have been conducted and everything is functioning properly, bundle the wires and attach to a suitable support to assure that they will not become entangled with foreign objects or drag on the ground. Thank you for selecting the Titan electric over hydraulic BrakeRite actuator for your trailer braking system. Titan also offers a wide variety of trailer components. For more information, please call customer service at 1-800-832-8781 or visit us online at www.titandist.com.